So the first update this month is Instagram's original aspect ratio for carousels. Now, you might be thinking carousels work really well on Instagram, but one of the limitations with them is that you do have to choose the same aspect ratio for all of those images in the Instagram carousel, which can lead to some annoying updates and annoying decisions that you have to make around cropping. So, Instagram has recently updated to allow carousels to be shared in lots of different aspect ratios. So, each image can be a different size in that same carousel. This was an update that happened for a few creators last summer, but then it disappeared. There were a few complaints that if you were using a carousel that had a variety of aspect ratios used, that you couldn't boost the post. So Instagram took the feature away and they've since just relaunched it. You might have seen this pop up which says get the full picture. And this now allows you to choose a carousel which has a variety of different sized images in it. So rather than having to do some unwanted cropping, you can now feature images that are portrait, that are square, that are in their original aspect ratio, all in one carousel, as you can see here in the video. So this should be great if you are focused on sharing some high quality imagery across your account. And we know that carousels are one of the top performing pieces of content that you can share on Instagram alongside Reels. So do give this a go. But one thing that we would recommend is thinking about that first slide of your carousel. The first slide of your carousel is the most important, as this is the one which is going to entice people in to watch the rest of your storytelling. So we would always recommend that that first slide is the 4:5 ratio. So 4:5 aspect ratio is what you see on the grid now. This aligns with the new tall grids that we are seeing. I would definitely not recommend that you used a landscape image, like in this example, as your first slide. So let's take a look at some quick examples. You can see here Hospitality Action did use a landscape image as their first slide. And what that does is it creates a lot of white space on Instagram. When someone's scrolling through their feed, where there's a lot of competition now in order to get as many views as possible, ideally you want something that's going to take up this full area and really entice people in to your post. So with the hospitality action update here, you can see the second slide that they shared actually was in a different aspect ratio. Moving on to the middle, we've got Bovey Castle, which is one of the Pride of Britain hotels, using some beautiful imagery in their carousel here. And they've used slightly different aspect ratios because on the first slide, you can see that there is a tiny weeny bit of white space around the images. Patagonia have used only landscape images here, and again some slightly different aspect ratios because we have got a couple of white borders going on there. So do just be really aware of the size of the images that you're going to use, and remember it's that first slide that is the most important, as this is what's going to entice people in.